He's so unselfish. It's pretty amazing. He's already halfway to his point total from last night. Christian Wood, the extra step.
Might have taken an extra step or two.
Yeah,
he has very, very quick and active hands.
His length has paid off, hasn't it? His wingspan. That's easy. Once he got by.
How hard it is to grow a young basketball team in this COVID era with all the different things that you have to deal with, the things that you're accustomed to doing.
What I really think is encouraging, particularly in the last 9 quarters, has been the defensive improvement. I think you're starting to see him really take accountability on that side of the ball. 14-day trip was really hard on everybody, and I think we just, quite frankly, didn't show up that night. And that's not an excuse, and it's not acceptable, but I think you saw that.
But you also know that this isn't your championship window, and you're trying to put something together as far as building culture is concerned. How important is it to have a patient approach with this?
As you pointed out, you have to be patient, but most of us aren't terribly patient in terms of wins and losses. So teams that are looking at players that they covet on your roster, they're hoping that you're going to check out on the year. So I think you're going to start to see more and more names because the acquiring teams stand to gain something by rattling the cages a little bit. But I think by and large, we're trying to be very patient and just get a better feel for how these pieces really fit together.
David Griffin with us, Pell's Vice President for Basketball Ops. Give us your insight on the development of Nickeil as well as Jackson Hayes, your picks last year.
Big part of that's because Favors' injury required that we throw Jackson into the fire last year. But we've been really excited with Jackson's development, particularly as a rebounder. If you look at his rebounding, his defensive rebounding per minute, by way of example, it's radically improved over last year. And our coaches have done a fantastic job with him on the defensive side. I think his technique from a screen setting standpoint is...
It's very difficult to play half-court basketball and execute in the half-court consistently.
Well, and it's impossible to execute in the half-court if you don't run into your cuts. This young team is seeing the value of making a hard cut, running into your screen, running off of the elbow with some urgency and some energy. And
Alonzo Ball's third bucket. He's got 7, 10 for Bledsoe. That was big what the backcourt did last night. Wood can hit that shot. We saw that when he was here in the 18-19 season.
They chose Plumlee. They chose Jeremy Grant. They chose to go in a different direction.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant got 3 for 60. A 3 for Wood.
And the last thing you want to do is give this Houston Rockets this kind of momentum heading into halftime.
Dominance.
Right.
And make sure we keep the ball in front of us.
I know it's the end of a back-to-back. The Houston Rockets know that. Coach Silas talked about pushing the pace and trying to take advantage of the fatigue factor
that he is blessed with. Not just the ability to do what he just did and take advantage of mismatches, but he's also a really, really good passer.
That is his first free throw attempt of the night.
It's going to come down to this end, though. This is what it's going to come down to. You're going to have to get some of these 50-50 balls. You got to make your own breaks.
Tucker, after it, kept it alive for Tate and second chance opportunities. So Zion's already got a couple of fouls, couldn't afford a third. Wood all the way to the hole. And
right now,
this is a guy that's up to 23 already on 8 of 10, and both shooting well below 50%. And that's the case tonight. It'll be Nickeil, and the struggles continue for him from beyond the arc.
That's a good read by Kyra Lewis.
A 21-point lead now, just a point off their best of the night. Brandon Ingram. And it looks like a tired shot tonight. That's 15 games in 28 days. Get ready. Christian Wood gets it to fall. John Wall. Good pass. Man,
yes,
that was a hot pass by Wall and a smart one where he barely had the handle. Step through, and Gabriel's 3 was missed time.